You're listening to Off the Stage with your hosts, James Berry and Conor Michael, where we take musicians off the stage and into the pub to talk about the ins and outs of the music world.
Hello and welcome back to Off the Stage with me, James Berry, and Conor Michael.
Yeah, you know my name.
I thought you were going to say Conor Michael there, like, it's about, you know, it's like, but anyway.
Yeah.
It's like we're going to finish each other's
Sandwiches.
Yeah.
Sure, that's in Frozen. Today we are joined with our guest, Jude Davidson.
Hello.
Yeah. Well done. So a round of applause there.
Newly frontman to the Vanellas.
How long ago was that?
Like start of April, I think.
No, so that is quite
recent.
incredibly recent.
I was previously the drummer, as you might know.
So we've got good old, our own little Phil Collins here then.
They've won Dave Grohl.
Yeah.
Is that one?
Yeah, Dave Grohl's the other one.
Yeah.
So how did that I take it just the lead singer couldn't commit anymore?
I think just it been coming a bit like we're just getting a bit more like creative differences. It's kind of been coming a lot, and then he got a new job, and it just found it became really difficult to find the time to rehearse. Like he couldn't really rehearse during the week because of when he finished work, and then if I had a gig at a weekend, it wasn't ideal because we'd want to rehearse during that week.
Yeah.
So it was just, and I think we just kind of all just agreed it was just for the best, like for the
it happens.
The band, yeah.
And you're best off finding someone else in the band to fill the position because you already know the songs and you're already familiar with the band and everything.
I think once I started my solo stuff, it would kind of like just made it a lot easier to kind of for me to just jump straight in rather than bringing someone else in.
You started getting a lot more gigging experience, didn't you?
Yeah,
I've seen you a lot more
exactly.
gigs now.
Yeah.
Who's your new drummer then?
He's a lad called Tom Patterson. He's a mid drummer. He's really good.
Do you feel like you're telling him what to do all the time? Like, no, you've done that wrong.
No, that's the thing. Like
He's just
first couple of sessions of him, it was kind of like teaching him. And I was like, just kind of go away, take your own, add your own spin to it. And he's miles better than I am as a drummer. He's absolutely he is brilliant. Like
Sweet.
That's everyone said the same. Like I think we just made the right decision overall. It's just we all feel like we've made a massive kind of step up as musicians, as a band.
That's cool. How long did it take you to find a drummer? I know they're like gold dust these days.
It wasn't long.
Was it not really?
Nah, the lad we've done some work with, Josh Thurlow. He's at Gateshead College doing music, and I just messaged him. I was like, do you know any drummers who are after looking for a band? And I think within an hour he gave us this name, and I looked at his Instagram, and I think I watched one video, and I was just like, he's decent, he's good. Yeah. So I got him along with rehearsal, just me and him, and I just showed him the songs, and I was confident. So I think that the rest of the lads were just like, if you're happy, we're happy, and we just got him along, and then just got him in and got him integrated, and then had our first gig with him. We've had 3 gigs in the last week.
Oh God, flipping
it was good. It was a good way. It was just good, getting him in, and obviously it was my first as lead singer and his first on drums, so we could just kind of have 3 back to back to back.
So they're your first 3 gigs now as a band.
Yeah.
Mint. But we shared the same gig.
Yeah,
Tom's
on
Fest.
Saturday. Tom's Fest.
How did you find that one?
It was classic.
Lovely, wasn't it?
I think just since we've started, we've always felt we've been getting better and better, but especially this last week, last Saturday at the Free Tons in Gateshead was class. I mean, it was special for me because it was my first as front man.
Yeah.
And it was just a class gig. There was no mistakes really. And then Thursday we were playing at Fitzy's, which is literally just around the corner from here. That was even better. And it was kind of Saturday, we're going to still step up again, and it were absolutely spot on. I don't think there was a single mistake that I can think of off the top of my head. And it was I'm from Chester, so it was my first hometown gig. And it was the biggest gig we've had. It was mint.
Yeah,
it was really, really good.
We should mention when you say around here, we're recording at the Ship Isis in Sunderland.
We are.
The 3rd episode we've done all 3 here.
Yeah.
The 2nd one we've done upstairs.
Yeah, we are. It was upstairs. The first one that we didn't get. Well, it didn't look. The camera didn't work for some reason. Well, it's my fault. The camera didn't work. We had that downstairs, and then we've been upstairs, and it's called the Vaux room. It's a lovely little room.
It's got its own little stage.
I know.
So if anybody's been watching every episode, you should have seen Jack last week on the stage doing his.
Ironically,
stay with you. So yeah.
Ironically, off the stage.
Off the stage, on the stage. But yeah, how did you see the crowd go for Tom's Fest?
It was good.
I saw videos of them like on shoulders and stuff. And
I think that was like that was me other bandmates. It was when me and Tom did like a kind of duo. It was good though. It was nice. I think like across the day because we're from Chester and like we've had it booked since January or something. We just got loads of family and that down. And like I had a cousin come up from Essex, one come down from Dundee for it, and so we had I think between the band and like our family and friends and stuff. Probably a solid like 30 of us. So when they all came to the front, I think just the more we went on, more people just kind of started moving towards the front. So it was nice.
Yeah,
that's good.
Like, what a bigger audience than the Arctic Monkeys tribute, which was.
Oh, that's something.
It was something.
That's an achievement.
It was good.
Yeah,
especially if people are moving to the front when you start to play. Like
it was just nice to see. It was nice to see it getting like just busy as it went on.
Because it got hot at that point and people were starting to get a bit drunk.
It was boiling.
I mean, I love playing festivals, especially when it's hot and outside. But you do get the occasional ones where it's like the family events where they're just all sitting and having the little picnic and stuff like that. And
this was like that, but it was better than the other festivals we've done. We did a couple of festivals like back in like August, September last year. But we had like really early slots, like the first or second band on, so it was like a 1/2 slot. And they were still really good because they were our first few gigs as well. But there was something about stage that being in Chester, like I say, I'm from Chester, and like it was properly outside. It didn't have like a tent or anything.
Yeah.
So it did proper, like it did feel like a festival. And you could see like the burger trucks and like the bar, and like, it was mint.
It was lush.
It's different when it's your hometown.
It was just perfect, really. But then it was Dino's last gig with the band. Our rhythm guitarist, he's been given like a massive opportunity for himself in America to go and be like a rep in like a summer camp. And like it was meant to go like 2020, but then the pandemic, so he couldn't, and it kind of got put off. And I thought it had been kind of cancelled altogether, but then he got a phone call about 2 weeks ago saying like his place was still there if he wanted it. So he kind of thought about it himself, decided he was going to do it, and then told us like about this time last week when we were at rehearsal. So then we knew it was like kind of his last 2 gigs, which wanted to like go out on a bang. Really, I might as well. Him.
What is it with our guests and the connection with America?
The
past 3 guests we've had, someone who they've known, who they've been musically connected with, Scott actually physically moved to America.
Yeah.
Jack had his producer now moved to America, and you've got your rhythm guitars going to America. It just seems everyone moving there these days.
I wonder who's next week.
I'll have to find
check the flights first.
Next week. No,
not at all. I feel like we got you last minute, but it wasn't due to like any cancellations. I went away for a week.
I just didn't really have time.
And I was like, I should probably do some work.
Yeah.
But yeah, you were one of our names to bring in.
Well,
it's
a pleasure to be here.
That's nice to have.
I was meant to say that at the start, but
that's all right. But yeah, have you ever done anything like this?
Nah, not like this. No, you like sort of interview, any podcast, anything.
Mint. So like we say, it's not an interview.
I know.
It's having a pint.
Having a pint over the chat.
So what you gone for? What's your pint choice today?
Nice, don't know if you can see, Peroni.
This is where we want sponsors.
Sponsored by Peroni. It's just the best one going, really, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
I like a good Peroni.
Good quality.
I'm on the Madry. They've just it's shown up all of a sudden.
Yeah, it's been a big hit.
It's just everywhere now. It's like it's quite.
I was livid because for the last few weeks I've been on like an alcohol ban. I'm getting ready to go on the stag do.
Yeah.
And last couple of weeks, James in Scotland down here, they had this like milk stout. I was like, I'm having that when I come back. Came back. Oh, we've just stopped doing the milk stout. We've got this new one instead. I was like, oh no. Moral of the story: don't stop drinking.
Nah, snake point. Just enjoy it while we can.
Empire Stout. It's going down well, to be fair. This is my second pint.
Looks a bit.
And it's not because I spilt the first one all over the floor.
Doesn't really look like my cup of tea, to be honest. Looks a bit too Guinness for me. A bit too John Smith.
It's beautiful, Guinness.
It's like ice cream, and it's like
lovely. It's ice cream weather now.
That is true.
Yeah.
But yeah, should we take a little bit of an interval break and then we'll come back with some crazy questions?
We will take a short break and we will be back with a few. Yeah, you've got some questions from our guests, from some comment on Facebook or Instagram or something, haven't you?
Absolutely. If anybody wants to ask any questions for future guests, we always put a question on Instagram for you to comment in.
Right. Okay. Well, we'll take a short break. See you in a bit. And welcome back. We are back from our pint break.
Yeah. I'm James Berry. This is Conor Michael.
Yes, it is.
Move way around.
Yes, so well,
Yeah. So Jude, when we said you were on, we put a photo of you on Instagram.
Yeah.
And then we said, anybody want to ask any questions to our guest?
I see him.
One of the questions we got is, can you play Wonderwall?
I cannot. It's not one I've ever learned.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know. To be honest, I'm not really much of an Oasis fan. Like, I like a few of the songs. I just wasn't really one I thought.
I was
learning
the same.
myself.
I refused to learn Wonderwall until it's like
It's one of them
you
things
get to the point where you kind of have to know it at some point.
I think like open mics and that. It's a bit of just a cheap trick to play.
Yeah,
like,
especially when you get if you do a proper gig and you've got a drunk crowd at the end, it's one of them like.
Yeah.
It's almost a meme now though. Like I can't remember the last time I actually heard someone actually play Wonderwall.
My one of that is 17 Going Under, obviously by Sam Fender.
Yes.
I play it everywhere I go, and I keep trying to drop it, but then it gets to the end of my set, and it's just like I just always know it. It's a good
As a
one to
song,
end
I
on.
don't think it's a bad song, but in the Northeast, it is.
What,
the
17?
Northeast 17 like it's the Northeast Wonderwall now.
Yeah.
Everybody wants that
Tell
song.
you, I disagree. I reckon the new Wonderwall. I mean, this might not just be the Northeast; it might be all over. But the new Wonderwall is Mr. Brightside.
Yeah.
Every time you play Mr. Brightside, everyone always gets something like, and I hate that song.
That's one of them songs. It's a
heard
great,
that in
it's
ages.
it is a good song. It's just gets played that much. You hear it that many times. It's just like you hear that.
I know,
And it's like,
and everyone's like, "Yeah, Mr. Brightside." Oh, fuck's sake.
yeah.
Do you know I never actually heard that song properly before I played it. I've only heard it at the end of nightclubs.
Yeah.
So if you've ever been to a British nightclub, it's like the last song.
It's like the Loch Lomond in Scotland. Like here, like that's the last thing you hear at like a wedding and stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's like typical, just that kind of song in it early.
Well, Mr. Brightside's always like, whenever I've played weddings, you have to play Mr. Brightside because everyone always asks for it. Then everyone always goes on the dance floor because Mr. Brightside's on.
Yeah.
You know, 20, 30 years ago, I'm speaking my age here, it would have been Wonderwall. That's what you'd play. That's been replaced by Mr. Brightside now.
Yeah.
That's a hill I'll die on as well.
Like you'd be right, but I get requested Sam Fender at every gig. Now I usually play like Will We Talk, and I'm now at the point where they're like, oh no, not that one. Can you play the 17? Just, you know when you want to mix your setup.
Yeah.
Like, I got nothing against the song, but when you play it about 10 times a day, like right, okay,
Yeah.
we'll do it now, and then it's fair enough to the crowd because like we haven't heard this one since the last guy that was on.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm like, this is like half an hour of one song for me.
I played it at Tom's Fest. I wasn't meant to because we only had a half. Like the 2 gigs earlier in the week, we had like 45 minutes, so we'll put it in as like want to extend time. But then Tom's Fest was meant to be half an hour. But then the lads were like, "Oh, you should do it." But Bear Park, who a class band, their Instagram is Bear Park Music. I recommend giving them a listen because they are really good. They were on just after us. They're like good mates of ours. And they were going to do it, but then they didn't. I think they were going to do Saturday instead. Then their set got cut short as well, so they didn't do Saturday either. But we chucked it in kind of last minute, and it was people enjoyed it. It's just one of them, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
People know it.
Exactly.
People love it.
Yeah. I will have to get them on next. What they called Bear
Park.
Bear Park.
They're good lads. Like
Absolutely. Send them our way. We'll
I
put
will.
them-
I'll get you in touch with them.
Yeah.
They're good lads.
Your next question: what's your £3 meal deal?
Where from?
Wherever you go.
I work at Morrison's. I feel like I should go with that for PR reasons, but I don't live near. I live
Hey,
near a
right.
Tesco, so that's me kind of usual. Right, so from Tesco, I get the Chicken Club, which is just, it's gorgeous. It's like one of them. It's not like a normal. It's like a sandwich where it's like 3 bits of bread and like 2 bits of filling, if you know what I mean. So it's just just kind of a bit of everything really, like bacon, chicken,
getting the money's
lettuce,
you
tomato,
do,
cheese, like also it's a
It's like
lot.
the third, you get like
Yeah.
3 sandwiches in one.
No,
Is
it's
that
not.
that
It's like
one? Oh.
no, it's like a sandwich, but it's kind of like a Big Mac's like.
Oh,
it'd be
yeah,
like
you get
bread
the sandwich in
bread
that.
sandwich, bread,
Yeah.
and then another one of that.
That's
So it's the nice that Kit Kat Chunky Duo usually, unless I'm a bit hungover, then I get some fruit to kind of like get the
Okay.
vitamins in
Well,
it.
it's healthy.
I swear by it, if you're hungover, go and get a meal deal, get like fruit and like a smoothie, it just sorts you out.
Oh no, I'm Harrow Tang Fast. It's my hangover cure.
Tangvastics.
Absolutely.
Oh,
I know.
nah.
I miss the opportunity to say that properly, but you know what I meant.
Yeah.
Like ever since I was in like college, it's been my hangover cure.
Nah, I'm a fruit, like just a bit of fruit salted out. People like I can't go like I put a greasy like full English and that. Just nah.
No, I
it's
can't
not
do.
my-
I can't do full. Just
Nah.
full sugared Monster Energy for me. I
Fair.
just down it. And I'm like,
Nah. Speaking of full sugar, then that's me drink.
Yeah.
Full fat Coke.
Yeah.
full fat
Just so
Coke.
like Chicken Club, Kit Kat Duo, full fat Coke. Just solid choice.
After I go Tesco quite a bit, and I normally get either the duck wrap or the sweet chili wrap.
This duck wrap, it's lovely.
However, the best one I had the other day from Tesco's was a pulled beef in red Leicester sandwich. It was.
I've had that a few times. It's nice.
That's now officially
nice.
in my 3-pack. It might not be like the most expensive sandwich, but as an overall quality, you get that with a bag of sweet chili sensations and a bottle of Iron Brew. That's mine.
Pretty cool. I remember I picked up a hoisin duck wrap from Tesco, and I tried it, and it was the most disgusting thing I've ever had. And I looked at it, and it was the vegan version. I pulled it by mistake, and I was like, fuck's sake.
It's nothing worse, is there?
Honestly, it was disgusting. It was horrible.
Yeah.
Like
It's nothing against vegans.
No, it's nothing against. And you know what? I have a lot of vegan food, and I have a lot of like the Beyond Meat burgers and stuff like that. They're all they're all nice enough. But this vegan hoisin duck wrap, I think I was just expecting a duck wrap, and I just picked up the wrong thing.
Yeah, I'd agree. There's nothing wrong with the vegan foods, but when you're expecting something else, it's like I don't know if you've ever had like chocolate peanuts before. Mm-hmm. They're amazing, but when you accidentally pick up a bag of chocolate raisins, ruins your day.
Yeah, but if you have chocolate raisins,
but I don't mind chocolate raisins. But when I'm expecting chocolate peanuts, it becomes the worst thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing with M&Ms, isn't it? If you expect the nut version and you accidentally get the non-nut, it's like
oh man. It's still an M&M, it's still nice, but it's not the one you wanted.
Yeah.
It's like I had that the other day where I thought I was drinking lemonade or something, and it was just a pint of water, and I was absolutely livid. I don't mind water, but when I was expecting, I was like,
but then we're quite fragile, aren't we? Like, it doesn't take much to ruin our
so
day.
when you're expecting a lemonade and it's sparkling water. That's
shit.
It's worse when you're expecting water.
That's sparkling water. That's a kick in the teeth.
I don't know what makes it so disgusting.
Shit. It's just
cause usually if you have like still orange and then you have fizzy orange, you can still taste the orange, but
you just can't. It doesn't taste like water. It just tastes like I don't even know what.
It's like
cardboard. Like
it is.
Water could be out of date.
Yeah, basically.
Horrible.
Wrong stuff.
Would that go in your £3 meal deal? The sparkling water?
It would not. It would. The anti-£3 meal deal would be the vegan hoisin wrap, sparkling water, and M&Ms, but the chocolate ones.
Not the ones.
What would yours be then?
Oh well, I usually have the wrap, but if I'm feeling extra hungry, there's like a. It's like a triple. I can't remember what it's called, but you get
just
three.
The triple.
I'm sure it's. Was it not the full English? You got like the English
sausage
one?
and egg, bacon and egg, then sausage, bacon and egg.
You've had your fair share of £3 meal deals, haven't you?
I live off them, to be honest.
And then the Thai crisps with Monster Energy. What I do, I'm a bit disgusting like this. I like to put the crisps inside the sandwich.
For some reason, I don't know why I thought this. I thought you were going to say you like to put the energy inside the crisps.
No.
That would have been a bit.
Throw it in the thingy. Oh, God. No, I like the crunch.
That's not as bad as I thought. That's fine.
No, that's
no, there's not wrong with crisps in a sandwich. Like, but
no.
Even if it's just crisps in like bread,
just ready salted crisps.
Good
plain crisp.
Anything in bread is good.
Yeah,
do you ever have hot noodle sandwiches?
No,
but I wouldn't be against
hot noodle sandwich. You have to butter the bread, but it's just like
no one has dry bread. You've got to have butter on a sandwich, right?
No comment. Spready cheese is alright. Like, not
you
Philadelphia.
Can't have
I
dry
don't like
bread.
it too. No,
it's on the same shelf as sparkling water.
Yeah.
Spready cheese, like it's usually strong. Spready, like that's a brand name. Spready cheese. That's good stuff.
I'll let you off for that, but if you're having just like a ham sandwich, you need butter in that bread.
Just ham and nothing else. Like,
butter. A bit of peas pudding though. I like it.
Yeah, you have to have it.
To any of our non-northern viewers, peas pudding is like
peas pudding. Peas pudding's acceptable. Ham and peas pudding in a stotty with pot noodle on top.
No,
and a can of Red Bull Monster and whatever.
Red Bull and the crisp and the Red Bull. Jesus.
Yeah. We got 2 more Instagram questions.
Okay.
We obviously put a photo of yourself on our Instagram, and we got a comment saying, "How long have you grown your hair?"
See, I would assume they're seeing that biased on that photo when it was long. I did have quite
it is slightly shorter.
A horrific trim.
But they've also asked, would you consider a buzz cut?
Nah.
Not at all?
Nah. I don't know, unless I could grow a bit of facial hair, then I was always wearing like sunglasses, like kind of Ringo Starr, that kind of look. But
would you rather, because I don't know why this is in fashion at the minute, would you rather grow a mullet or a buzz cut?
A mullet.
You go mullet?
I don't know, actually.
I don't know where I'd go with that, actually.
That's a hard one.
I think I'd have to go buzz cut.
I think,
and I just live in caps.
I think if you
I
can,
couldn't get a mullet.
If you can hide a buzz cut,
I can picture you in a mullet.
I think if you can pull off a mullet, then it looks good. But if you cannot pull off a mullet, it's a really questionable choice. It needs to be curly as well.
A lot of people wearing mullets nowadays. I don't know where that trend came from.
You know what?
Neither.
Ages ago, right, I said, unironically, I reckon one of the next hair trends will be the mullet will make a comeback. I'm sure it was my auntie laughed at us and said, "No, you never that's never gonna happen. Mullets were awful."
So this is your fault.
And all the hipsters now starting wearing the flipping mullets again. I reckon my theory is it's Stranger Things. That's kind of like
I've never seen it.
I've never seen. That was
like season 4 out now or something, but I've never gone in.
It's just
watching it.
It's just revised the 80s. I mean, I think Kate Bush's song, upon recording, obviously, that got played, and now it's number 1 in the iTunes.
Oh yeah.
No, it's a popular show, but that's my theory anyway. It's Stranger Things it's just so popular. It's kind of it's brought the mullet back. So.
Yeah.
So what would you go? Mullet or buzz
You know what? I'm gonna fuck it. I'm gonna say mullet.
Mullet.
I'm gonna go for it. I'm take one for the team.
We should title this podcast "The Two Buzz Cuts and the Mullet."
Episode 3.
I don't know what I'd go with, I think if I could pull off a mullet, definitely a mullet.
Right now, if you had to leave here, get yourself a haircut, and you either get a 2 all over
a buzz cut, because
or a mullet.
How long do I have to keep it for? Thing is, because a mullet I could just get it and then the next day go and get it cut again, but a buzz cut I have to wait till it grew back.
Yes.
How long would I have to keep it for?
I'll give you a full month.
Full month.
You've got all of June. This is recorded on the last day in May. I know it's coming out at the end of June, but you get a full month.
Probably a buzz cut. I think just I've always had the long hair. I think see how I'll go with
Give it a change.
shorter
give it a
hair
chance,
look.
You could always grow your hair back, but you could never get rid of the shame.
Yeah,
of having a mullet.
that's true.
No offense to any mullet viewers, I'm sure you look great, but
I know a lot of people who rock a mullet, but just
I do the opposite. I
if
always
you
go
can't-
skin fade. I can't grow a mullet. I can't grow much hair, to be fair.
I can't grow any facial hair. It's a real struggle for us, to be honest.
I try mine's just messy. That's my problem. It just curls up and it just looks flipping awful.
See, that's the thing. The lack of my facial hair would kind of ruin the buzz cut look as well. I think if you have a buzz cut, you need a bit of hair
bit of
here.
stubble.
Aye, bit of something. I
You can get one of them,
I was shaving the other day. It my mates who were at my gigs the last few days. When they see this, they'll remember this probably. I had it's still there. I still haven't had to shave since I had my last shave, and I missed 3 hairs. So it's all short, and then there's 3 long ones here.
You can feel it as well.
No worse. And you spent the rest of the day trying to pull them out so nobody would
I
notice.
tried pulling them and they just wouldn't come out. I probably wasn't pulling hard enough, but
Yeah.
if you me bandmates, you'll know when you see this. You
better be watching.
They will be watching. I'll make them.
Final question. This is the good one. I kind of prepped you on this before.
Yeah.
We've never done this, but if this is a really good success, I think we should keep this as a recurring theme every week.
Yeah.
A little shag, marry, avoid question.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I didn't realise you were going to ask this.
See, I've got my answer ready. I know. I've thought about it. And I know
thought you were joking
100%.
about this one.
we're in with
Serious,
this.
man.
Johnny Depp,
Yep.
Woody from Toy Story. This is Woody, not Tom Hanks.
Yeah, Woody, the toy.
Donkey from Shrek.
So Johnny Depp has money. So gotta marry him.
That's clever.
Just instantly he's into marry, and then it's would I rather shag a toy or an animal? And I'm not really.
These are the serious questions.
Not the process that went
I'm
through my
not
head,
really
but-
a one for bestiality. So I'd probably shag Woody. I don't know how that would work either. Would that just be a case of shut?
you picture
I probably would be that.
I mean, to be fair, right, because my answer was also Woody to shag, because
everybody loves Woody.
He's got a snake in his boots. Let's face it here, right?
I've got a
He's got a
snake in
little
my
ring
boot.
thing you can pull out. You can be a bit adventurous.
Yeah,
can't you?
probably. And I just I wouldn't really want to shag a donkey. I wouldn't want to shag any animal.
You'd want to avoid donkey anyway, because he's annoying getting.
It would. That's that. What would he be doing? I don't really want to think about what.
See,
So-
I don't know, because my concern with Woody is when you watch Toy Story, he's never alive when you're around him. So regardless what you do, he's not going to be alive. However, if you try to avoid him, I said to James before we started this, when he could always try and stalk you out, and you'd never know, because he'd always be hidden. You'd never know he was there. You might walk out one day and you see him lying on the floor and you go, oh, could be turning like some sort of horror film where he's trying to like Chucky kind of thing. But I don't know. I feel like marrying Donkey wouldn't be a bad thing, you know. He announces in the first track he's making waffles. He's a very good house husband already,
true,
you know.
Yeah, that's true.
But then like
It's a bit of an odd question, to be honest.
it is, but I don't know where I would go with avoiding Johnny Depp.
I think
No.
I don't know if you want to check the Instagram poll again, 'cause I think my housemates might have put a question on. I'm kind of curious as to what it would be. I don't know if they have.
Live
So
on
like Ollie,
Instagram.
Jack, Carl, if you haven't and you're watching this, then you haven't. So you probably won't actually remember thinking about doing it. But
Yeah, by Jack Robinson.
oh, here we go. What
Have
is
you
it?
found your missing friend yet?
Oh, that's him. So I'll not go into the full story because it's a bit long and off topic. But basically, we went on a night out about 2 weeks ago, and he didn't go missing, but we thought he went missing because he didn't come home, and he went straight to work. Like quickly nipped in while we were all asleep, got his stuff, and then went to work. So we woke up the next morning, seeing his bed hadn't been slept in, like he wasn't there, and he'd lost his phone as well on the night out. So we panicked and thought he was missing. So the police were called. I had to ring his mum at work, tell her that our son was missing. All the while he's just sat at work getting on with his day. So basically, what he'd done is, I think
To me, that sounds like a good night out.
it was funny thing is it was one of the best nights out I've ever had. It was just I didn't know if he was like kind of the next morning. It was a bit worrying, thinking he might be dead. So I think what he'd done, he died. So he doesn't know, we don't know. He'd either met some people and went on afters and fell asleep there, or he just walked into a house and went to sleep on a sofa on the walk home, which was round the corner from ours. Literally, if you're standing at a certain point, you can see both our front doors. So I don't know, but Jack, we're glad you made it home safe and sound and didn't die.
That was the only question I checked on the both accounts.
I think Ollie was
else, but-
thinking of maybe putting something on, but fortunately he didn't.
Well, he found him. That's the main thing.
Yeah, we found him. Well, his mum found him after ringing him in tears. I'm so glad to be hearing your voice. Like,
Yeah. He's like, I only went out last night.
it was mental, like, but
And?
he was alive.
That was
Luckily.
good. Well, I would have the same choices. So I would marry Johnny Depp
Straight
'cause
into
again,
it.
It's just the money in it, like.
It wouldn't have been the money for me. I think he would just be pretty cool just to
He's a
hang
cool
around
guy.
with.
He's a handsome man. Like.
Aye, just snuggle on the sofa with watching Netflix, and he plays guitar, so you can like jam with
he?
him and stuff like that. So aye, so he was
Yeah.
in Sheffield playing with Beck.
I seen he was
on
doing some
Sunday.
like. I seen on Instagram he was doing something like the other day, but I didn't.
I know
realise he played guitar.
he's in a band with Keith Richards called Hollywood Vampires. Quite good. But and you'd be able to hang around with Keith Richards and all because he's got
Probably
loads
a lot
of
of
mates.
people you'd be
And
able
loads
honest.
more. I don't know if you've
Aye.
seen any of the trials so far. He's got a fair few mates
He does.
involved.
Aye, Kate Moss.
Kate
Yeah.
Moss.
You have a nice little mega pint.
Exactly. Honestly, you'd be living the life,
Yeah.
And I would shag Woody for the reason of I didn't want to shag a donkey,
Yeah.
and obviously he's got the ring and he's
Yeah.
he's got a snake in his boots, and it's and obviously I'll just avoid donkey like the plague.
I don't want to get graphic, but would you use the ring?
Well, I don't know. Yeah,
We'll leave that out.
We'll leave that out to window, like.
it depends how much I've had to drink. To be fair,
Right.
Oh.
and he couldn't look you in the eyes.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
But I can't believe we actually asked.
Yeah.
I think we should
And
keep that as
answer
a
that
feature every
question,
week,
yeah. That's a good. It's actually pretty good.
What, the
feature,
same
to be fair.
people or like just
Different people, but
different
same
people?
kind of topic. you know?
Yeah.
I'll think of something. I'll get the
Yeah,
question
send
next
what
week.
ideas.
Aye.
Mint. I think that's
that's
Instagram
everything.
topic done. We'll take a little short break and we'll discuss some original tunes.
Yeah, sound.
Yeah.
Take it away,
Spot on.
Fez.
And we are back.
Yes, we are.
We've shagged, married, and we've
Yeah,
avoided.
avoided.
Now let's
It's back to business. Yeah.
talk about some music.
Yeah.
So, as a solo artist, obviously, you're also in a band. Do you
Yeah.
reckon you'll do original music both on your own and both with the band?
Thing is,
Not to disregard the band.
I don't really have a way with words. I'm not much of a songwriter. so throughout the band, I've kind of had it easy with that. It's been mostly all have been from other members.
Who's wrote the best song in your band?
In my opinion, Dino. I think the one I like the most is a song called Sons of Agony. Agony isn't a word, by the way. Dino made it up.
It's alright. We all have spelling mistakes in our songs.
It's like a spelling mistake. He just decided it was a word one day. It's not. It's one of them songs that just doesn't really make sense, but it just sounds class. It's a part of like rock and roll, like it's quite a heavy song, and it's really good. And his other song as well, Typical Girl, which he sings at gigs. So that was one I'd have a minute off the stage and have a drink, and just do whatever. And that's like a fan favourite. A lot of people really enjoy that. But it's kind of his songs. Like now he's gone, I don't want to sing it, but we still want it in the set because it is a really good song. So it'll probably be a case of me just kind of adopting it. And
well, if I ask him really, I'm sure you'll not mind.
He said he wants us to still have it. It's just kind of I want him to sing it because it's his. It's like it's just he's always sang and it suits his voice. But it'll probably be okay. And now we've got to be honest. I like most of the songs. Like since when Carl left, we've cut a few. Not really cut a few. It's just we had to pick like a half an hour set to work on for this week.
Yeah.
Then we thought we could probably squeeze up to 45 by chucking in one of our other ones and then me doing the 17 cover. So a few like that were wrote kind of September through to November.
So was that original half an hour, all originals?
It's pretty much.
You took like the odd cover in or something.
Like I think it's like 45 minutes. We did 3 covers, 3 covers, 6 originals, something like that.
Sounds good.
So, I think so.
Sometimes it's good.
Something like that. Something along those lines.
Sometimes it's good to put like the odd cover in there.
You need a couple of covers in just to keep them like.
See, I hate doing that. I did the same festival and I got told as I went on stage, I was, look, you're going to be best off doing majority covers, chuck a few originals in. I was like, alright then.
Yeah.
But I chucked you like your Shivers, Ed Sheeran, because I can do that on the pedal. The original was alright until like the last song. It was a really good original, but just before that, I love to do Drunken Sailor on the loop pedal.
Yeah.
And I think first time I met you, I was at a gig and I think I did that. Was that Steel Town Festival last year?
That was mortal.
Yeah.
I can't probably remember that. I was absolutely mortal.
That was a lush gig.
It was a fun day. Like we were on like really early on. That was only our second gig. It was like our first festival, so we were on at like 1 o'clock, and then I think I just went to the shop and got like a 20 crate of bud and snuck it back in my bag and just kept, do you know that crate that was like behind the main stage? There was like a big like kind of crate thing. So I just kept my bag like at the back there, and then so I keep my plastic cup and just keep going filling it up with like my bottles, and then just work my way through them across the day. So
even musicians have to sneak drink into festivals.
Yeah. It was a good day. It was an expensive day.
I love the stories you get, when people go like Glastonbury and stuff, and they go in like weeks before, and they're burying like bottles of vodka underneath just to come back in later and go, yeah, it's mint.
It's one place I'd love to go to, Glastonbury.
Never been to like a big festival.
I've not been.
I've been to one. It was I've been to them all, but the first one I went to was Tea in the Park.
Yeah.
And it was all right. I mean, I had some of like the good acts on, but there was just like.
Do you remember who the headline was?
It was Rihanna was one night, which is why you got all the arseholes. You had Mumford & Sons, where there was also like a bunch of arseholes.
I'd love to see them live,
They were pretty good. Like,
I think I know 3 of the songs, but
watched all of them. They were good. I think it was the Killers was the other one.
Good one.
So it was a decent
Would
line.
Mr. Brightside there.
They played Mr. Brightside, believe it or not, and everyone got up and started dancing like. But there was. I mean. I was told before that there's a load of like chavas that kind of go down there, and like they weren't wrong. Once the Friday and the Saturday was like manic, but after Rihanna played, there's a load of like they just wanted to go see Rihanna. So the Sunday was like one of the best days I've ever had.
Yeah.
It was just chilled out, and just everyone was there to have a good time. So loads of just I've always preferred like smaller gigs. So I always, with these things, you go into these smaller tents and you see like a few people, and the bands are like, you don't really, like, nobody really knows who the bands are because they're kind of new and upcoming.
Yeah.
But it's always mint to see because they go out afterwards and you get to talk to them, and I much prefer actually talking to musicians I've seen and I've liked than like standing in a crowd of like 20,000 people kind of not even being able to properly see the band with a bunch of drunken people around us who don't really care what they're seeing or what they're not. They're just there because it's like they can take a picture and say that they went to see this band. That's my kind of gig. But
if you like, this is a question for you actually. Who would be like the one musician you'd like be desperate to like meet and like just have a like?
Now, we said this like, last week with Jack. We said it was Dead or Alive. Who would it be? Or was that with Scott?
No, it was who do you want to see, not who do you want to speak to.
No, who do you want to like setting up like a conversation with?
Oh, that's a good one. Because my answer to who I'd like to see was Bob Dylan in the 1960s, but I definitely wouldn't want to stop and have a chat with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But who would I want to? I reckon someone like Dave Grohl, I guess, like some, you know, or Josh Ritter. I'd love to just stop and talk. I think he's quite intellectual, him though, so I think he'd be a bit too.
Everybody knows my answer. I go straight to Ed Sheeran. But he has been known to be the most knowledgeable of all music. Like Justin Bieber's worked with him, and he's like, I've never known anybody know more about music than Ed Sheeran, and he knows everything about every song that's ever been recorded. He knows the ups and downs, left and rights, and like you get a lot of like. To pick his brain on how, like when I'm trying to learn songs he's done, I was like, how have you invented that chord? What have you done there? I think you know a lot. Ask him how to use a loop pedal.
Yeah. Well, you did that. You step on it.
I just bought it and then went in lockdown and went, well, that'll do.
That's a tough thing. Like it's a tough to try and sort of loop pedal. It's like it's a lot harder than it looks.
It's all right to use as long as you can get that first loop. Once you've got that in, you're fine, you've got your beat. But if you miss that first one, you can. I found it funny because when I use the loop pedal, obviously the guitar records because it's got a little mic inside it as well. And I was doing the first, I opened with Shivers at the Tom's Fest on the weekend, and I'd done the chord progression, and as I looped it, the guy had clearly shouted, "Ladies and gents, put your hands together for Conor Michael," and I had my ear pieces in so I could hear the loop pedal, and constantly every time it came around I heard him go, "Ladies and gents, put your hands together, Conor Michael," and I'm then doing the drum, Conor Michael, no! But my missus heard, she's like, "Oh, you couldn't hear that out there," but because I was listening to what's in the loop pedal, just constantly heard that on repeat.
Conor Michael, Conor Michael, Conor Michael.
I was sick of my name at the end of that. Christ. It was funny. It just, but yeah, love a good loop pedal.
That'd put me off, like, I think.
I would be. So what would be yours then? Who do you want to love to?
George Ezra, I think. I'm massive George Ezra. I'm going to see him in September. I'm really looking forward to seeing him. He's mint. Like don't know what it is. Like
I reckon he's a sound. He sounds like a sound guy.
He just seems like a nice bloke.
On the radio and
I love listening to his interviews and like just listen to him speak. He's got a nice voice to listen to him.
Mm. Like it's not a face you'd put to the sound of his song. Like,
no. When I first heard him, I thought he was like a middle-aged like black man. Like,
I didn't want to say that, but I'm glad you said that. But we were all thinking it. We were all thinking it.
He's got that kind of voice, like, and then like I seen him and I'm like, that can't be him.
He's a little weedy little kind of white boy.
But like his second album, like Staying at Tomorrow, is my favourite album ever. Like that came out when I'd like just finished my GCSEs.
But the first one.
No,
was that the
first one was the one like,
Hold My Girl, yes.
Yeah, it came out when I just finished my GCSEs and like
Hold My Girl was a tune.
You know, that summer the World Cup was on. It was when I kind of started drinking, so I was always out like in the Paradise. I love Paradise, like, but like it's just like, the whole album just class. These new songs that he's releasing now. His next album comes out like next Friday. I'm looking forward to that.
I think the only time I've heard his new song is once on the radio and like 7 times from you.
From me, yeah.
That's all I know.
Yeah. It's a good song. Really good song.
Mint. But is there anything in the works with you and the band, Originals? Obviously, you don't have to give too much away. Have you been in a studio yet?
Yeah, we've got stuff coming.
Have you found it? Like working together?
We're good. Like, I mean, we'd been in the studio about a year ago and released a couple of singles. But
are they currently available now?
Yeah, they're on Spotify now. They released about a year ago, but this is sort of like...
Get them all checked.
This is when we had our old front man and like... The songs have developed since then, and we've re-recorded the 2, and then we've got 3 more coming.
Cool. So have you re-released the ones you've redone?
Not yet,
but they'll be part of this package deal.
Yeah, it's coming. We don't know when. It might be like we might have announced it.
It might have already been released by the time this comes out.
It won't have been released, but it might have been announced by the time this podcast comes out. But
Mint.
Don't know when, but it's coming.
Fine. Once you've got the announcement, we'll put it on regardless.
Our Instagram's vanels.band, so if we've not announced it yet, give us a follow, and it should be coming soon from when this is released. So,
do you use Twitter?
No.
Do you use Facebook?
Yeah, but I'm not very good at keeping on. Like, I'll put out. Instagram's the one you want to be at, really. Like, I think Facebook we do have, but I've just kind of put some on Instagram and we'll kind of forget about Facebook. So I need to be better at that, really.
What I've known to do is you link your Instagram, your Facebook. You just post on Instagram and it comes out on your Facebook.
Yeah, I need to do that as well.
Yeah. Any solo socials you want to plug?
Just my Instagram is just j.od.music. Because I couldn't be easy. JD Music was already taken, so I had stick me like a middle name and then like another dot in.
We know the feeling. So our socials are Off the Stage UK on both Facebook and Instagram, but on Twitter we're Off the Stage 2.
Off the Stage 2.
Because the original one got an account like 8 years ago, posted one tweet and went, "You're not having my domain."
Yeah, I know. Arsehole.
Well,
I know, right? Cancel your Twitter.
Yeah, I know. You listen to this.
But yeah, to everyone listening, if you want any specific musicians in, if you've got any questions, if you want to add to the Shag Marry Avoid thing we're going to try and do weekly, email us at offthestageuk@gmail.com, drop us a message on Instagram, Facebook, tweet us, whatever you like. I don't think we've used a tweet yet.
No.
I think we might have retweeted one or two things, but I don't think we've actually made a tweet.
We'll have to make
We'll make our first tweet when we tell you when the first episode's getting released.
Yes.
We're hoping it's going to be 14th of June.
14th of June.
Hoping that's not that there's any point of telling you, because by the point that you get this, you'll be 3 episodes in. But this is just cogs ticking away. So yeah, is there anything else? Any other music things coming out that anyone wants to discuss? Are we good?
I think you're just gonna sing us a song and everything.
Yeah,
Which song are you gonna sing for?
I haven't actually decided yet.
Great. I love the pre-planning.
Oh.
That's how I go on every gig. What you opening with? I'll get you Runaway, maybe.
I'll sing Sons of Agony because that's Dino's and like he's just left. So I'll sing it to Dino if you're watching this. You'll be in America now, so I hope you are watching. So this is for you, mate.
Yes. American
you're gonna
viewers.
I've said this on the Instagram and stuff, but like you're gonna be a massive miss in the band. But, like obviously this is gonna be in a month's time, so we'll probably already miss you. But we'll hope you're killing out there. So this is for you when it comes. Give it a few minutes, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll do it straight after this. Thank you for listening, guys. Thanks for coming in.
Cheers for having us.
We'll be back next week.
Yeah. I thought that was I enjoyed that, so I thought I'd give that a clap before we ended. Yeah.
We'll get you set up on stage.
Right.
Thanks very much, guys.
Cheers.
My name's Jude Davidson. I'm the front man of Vanel's. This song's called Sons of Agony. Hope you enjoy it. I could give you my blessing, but just let you go. I could change the wind blowing in the storm. Young man walking down with a gun tattooed on his shoulders, walking down these lonely streets, watching the cars pull away. 5 years on a doorstep, her daddy saw this day was coming. That no year owed to me could keep its promise forever. Lying back on the windshield, time looks better in a photograph, and the neon sky above is falling down. I've waited hours for you to come to me, to come to me. I've waited hours for you to come to me, to come to me. Late nights and memories, a story that felt so good. Scars and blood that cut her up deep inside from angels. She lays awake at night, screaming for devils to want her. Flashbacks in her open mind, it drives her dreams. She stands on the corner, that pretty
just won't last forever. As the sun goes down, as the sun goes down, I've waited hours for you to come to me, to come to me. I've waited hours for you to come to me, to come to me. I've waited hours, waited hours, waited hours for you to come to me, to come to me. I've waited hours for you to come to me, to come to me. I could give you my blessing, just let you go. I could change the wind blowing in the storm. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Jude. Off the stage.